Hello, my dear friends. Good morning. A warm welcome to one and all of you. And it gives me a great pleasure to stay connected through this online series. We had been dealing with various subjects for a very long time now, and I have been getting overwhelming responses from many people complimenting that, yes, this is very useful for my life and stuff like that. And it really gives me a lot of delight, trust me. And if you need any specific topics, please let us know. All right, welcome to this motivational series where we are today dealing with yet another subject, a very important aspect to keep you a good human being, right? There are various other things which we discussed, which helps you in career, which helps you to take care of your mental health, your physical health and stuff like that. But this is one session where it'll not only help you to build you as a good person, but then you will be the most adorable and admirable human being. You will become one. Yes, the name of the session or the entitlement what we have given is empathizing and sympathizing. Many people don't understand the difference between empathizing and sympathizing. Many people think either it is the same or they don't tend to dig enough to find the difference. So either ways, they are not learning the real difference. That's why we thought we will do this session. All right. So here, empathy means experiencing someone else's feelings, and it also means it requires an emotional component of the real feeling what the other person is feeling. It's as good as like you will end up in feeling like other person as if it has become your problem. So that is why this the empathy is very important, and you will step outside your comfort zone to go and kind of not just feel that sympathy. Now that introduces another topic of what is sympathy. Sympathy, on the other hand, means understanding someone else's suffering. It's more cognitive in nature, and in the sense, it keeps a certain distance. You will not get into the other person's problem because you really don't want to go through the same suffering what the other person is going through. But empathy, it is exactly opposite. You're ready to go through the same suffering like the other person, but at the same time, you also will have that sympathy. You will bring the sympathy into action. That's called as empathy, right? You will keep the sympathy to yourself. That's called as sympathy. Okay, so is it better to be empathetic or sympathetic, right? That's a question people commonly ask, which makes me a good human being. Empathetic and sympathetic are more or less similar words only, but then the actions differ. Yeah, but they're not the same in terms of actions and reactions that proceeds out of your heart and mind. Now, while being empathetic means putting yourself easily and completely in other person's shoes, being sympathetic means you show concern for someone when something bad happens to them, right? Oh, is it? Oh, I feel really sorry, and that's called a sympathy. Oh, is it? Come, let's go. Rush to the hospital and we will find out from a doctor. And I will also accompany you, or probably we'll go in my car. That's called as empathy. I hope you understand. So these are the things where you and I need to really apply. See, again, being empathy is, we are not trying to say empathy is better than sympathy, sympathy is not better than empathy, but then you need to pick and choose. Don't get into troublesome moments because you want to embrace empathy as a principle all the time, right? You need to really pick and choose, and that's what we are trying to explain. We will brief you with so many other examples, right? Now, what is more important, sympathy or empathy, from humanitarian grounds perspective, and from the humanity perspective? Empathy is stronger than sympathy by all means, right? It goes beyond feeling compassionate for their loss and all that, hey, what to do, sad faces and all that, right? It is the ability to put yourself in the place of another person who would go through the same experience, right? Or you would put yourself in the place of another person who have gone through this terrible experience which you have not experienced or you have not even heard and you don't even know. So when you travel with them, you will understand, and it builds more compassion in your heart. You'll become a very good human being, a better human being through these experiences, and that's why rather than just feeling bad for the other person, showing empathy involves sharing their feelings, taking part in their problems, And what you do to people today, tomorrow the same people will do the same back to you, right? It's like I told you, right? We are living in a very small world, and we need human beings. We need to support each other, and that's how the world functions. Yeah. So that's the fact of life, and we need to all learn this fact quickly and thoroughly. So can you empathize without sympathizing? Hope I'm not confusing you, right? Can I only empathize without sympathizing? Or sympathy is the first step to empathy, or what? Right? So empathy without sympathy is dangerous. That's what many researchers have found, right? Psychiatrists. Sympathy without empathy is blind. Some other person is saying this. Empathy means actually feeling into the ability to project one's personality into another person. Yeah, your hidden way, how you want to help and all that, you start to project into the other person when you see somebody going through a problem, a terrible situation. Always you want to help them, but you have not come across. But today is your chance. And more fully, you understand that person. It gives you an opportunity to understand the mankind and then appreciate for what you are. Many people don't even know how blessed they are and what position they are, and no way other people could near their blessing, but still they always end up in grumbling, murmuring, and stuff like that, and they don't appreciate for what they are. And these are the kind of events, empathy events or empathizing events will help you. You become a better person and you become a blessing to others, right? How do you use empathy and sympathy? Simple definition is sympathy is when you share the feelings of another. I repeat this for the third time. You need to be clear. Empathy is when you understand the feelings of another but do not necessarily share them. Okay, you need to know your boundaries also. When you're empathizing with somebody, in the name of empathizing, you just don't get into their bedroom. That's not right. So what are the four qualities of empathizing or empathy, right? First thing is perspective talking. Perspective talking, you talk from the perspective of being helpful to others or dragging them out of that terrible situation what they're going through. The second way of looking at is like you will not be judgmental. You will be always compassionate, and you will not be judging them. Hey, because I told you, right? You shouldn't have done like that and all that. You will not talk like that. Rather, you will be a person where you will be so compassionate and helping that person to come out of that agonized moment. And you will go to any extreme to help that person. And it builds you a great human quality, right? Inside of you. Thirdly, you will recognize the emotions. Why? Because today it is their emotion and tomorrow you may go through the same situation and you need help from others too. That's why you need to step forward to help others, to show that you are a good role model, and people learn from you and they help other four people, right? It spreads like a contagious virus, right? Or a bacteria. But this is a good bacteria. It is good to spread like that. Fourthly, you will build your communication skills. Yeah, you will be more narrative. You will be what I say, you will be able to communicate what is inside of your brain, and in a way, you don't have to don't go to communication training. You start helping people, you will naturally grow in communication. That's the beauty of being, a person who practice empathizing with others. What could be a good example of empathy? There are multiple ways of exercising this empathizing character in you, and there is no hard and fast rule, and there is no rule book or guidebook to guide you. In this situation, you act like this, then you are empathizing. In that situation, you act like this, then you are sympathizing. You need not necessarily go with the rule book, but there are certain couple of ways. When you see someone else feeling embarrassed, for example, right? You might start to blush or have an upset stomach. That's the best way to go and ask them, hey, I see something is wrong in you. Empathy, if you're a person empathizing, right, you will go and frankly ask, catching your stomach, and I can see that there is something. What is your problem? Huh? You're having a stomach upset, huh? Come on, I will get this tablet for you, or you take this kind of that sachet powder. Something you can do to help that person, or at least you can drop them at home, right? They need not sit there and get embarrassed. Probably they don't know how to drive, and they are not comfortable taking a vehicle or a bus or a taxi. You can drop them personally in your car. Cognitive empathy involves being able to understand another person's mental state, right? And what they think, or what they might be thinking in response to the situation, right? You get into the imaginary world and you will start thinking on their behalf. That's the beauty of cognitive empathy, and that is the supreme form of empathy. If you can get into this level of thinking, then I think you are the best human being. Why? Because you will not ignore anybody's difficulty, and that is very difficult to practice. Yeah, not ignoring other person's difficulty is the difficult aspect to practice, because we are living in a kind of a self-centric world or a selfish world. Everybody is bothered about their problem, their own business. But in this world, again, you need to be careful. In the name of empathy and helping others, you don't get into some unnecessary problems. You also need to pick and choose. And there are three types of empathy, according to the renowned, psychologist Daniel Goleman and Paul Ekman. They've written a lot of books, and they've identified three components of empathy. One is the cognitive empathy, about which I told. Psychologically, you get into a person's brain, get into a person's problem, which he is undergoing right in front of you. That's the first way of helping, right? Second thing is the emotional empathy. For example, a tragic incident, a death happened, and all that. You will not just attend the funeral ceremony and go home, but you will ensure that you stick to that person for months or years, and then have be in touch with that person, and then take that person out of that agonized moment. It you take it so personally, and then you are definitely going to be helping that person. That's called as emotional empathy, or empathizing a person during emotional situations or emotional outbursts. And third thing is compassionate. If a person's gone into debt, and they don't even have money to buy bread or food or whatever, right? Then you will be able to support them for some time until they find a different job and different source by different means. But do not become a surety to somebody and you don't get into a problem. This is the extreme stupidity of empathizing, right? You cannot drag problems which you cannot handle. Yeah, well, your father is a big billionaire, then fine, write a check and give it to that person and drag him out of debt. But if you're a middle class person and you are living with your hard earned money, the maximum you can do is feed the family for a few months or a few weeks, and then until the person gets out of that debt or problem. I'm giving you practical examples, therefore you clearly find the difference and don't end up in any kind of stupid ideas and get into some problems, right? Why do I or I would say this question is, why do I feel empathy but not sympathy? Why am I always empathizing and not sympathizing? Is many people think that's what they're doing. I told you the first step for empathizing is sympathizing. Internally, inside of you, implicitly, you're sympathizing, and that's why you're empathizing, right? You feel empathy and not sympathy because empathizing people actually feel what they empathize have had a similar experience, right? You have gone through a similar situation, therefore you're able to understand the problems of that person, the difficulties of that person, and you're able to easily help, right? Empathizing experience others emotions and getting into hurt, pain, what other people go through, is really something that is the supreme form of empathizing. But people who only sympathize is feeling sorry. Oh, how would I have loved to see this person joyful, so sad, but they won't do anything about bringing that person out of that sad situation. What caused them the sadness? They won't spend time. Why? Because they are self-centric. They don't have time because they have enough problems, or they don't want to get into any problem, right? You don't actually experience their emotions, what the other person is experiencing. You're only watching it from a distance, right? I'm explaining the difference, therefore you are the best judge when to empathize, when to sympathize. I'm just telling you the differences between these two. Now, what does a person look like to the society or to himself who lacks empathy? He hates empathy. Empathy deficit disorder is the name of the disease. If you're a human being, some or other point and some or other means, you will empathize for sure. Not only sympathy, you won't be so selfish. But if you're so selfish, I haven't empathized, I never got an opportunity and all that, you tend to say this, then you have a problem, right? Don't say you never had a chance to empathize somebody. You will have chance every day, at least one incident you will see, but then you have been resisting. You have a disease that's called as empathy deficit disorder. It's characterized by a lack of empathizing, and it's technically called as EDD. You have EDD, please go and consult a doctor, because that's not the quality of a human being. That's not the human nature. God created us all of us in a way that our DNA is designed in such a way that we will some or other time empathize, help people stepping outside your boundaries and comfort zone, but you're not able to do that for 3 decades, or never have you done it in the past, you have a disorder. They may find it difficult to grasp that a person who is hurting emotionally didn't cause their own pain, and that they may be dismissive or entitled, or why I should get into such painful situation, unnecessary and all that. I am happy and I have everything that I need. That's called a selfish, self-centric way of living life. And you are neither in that empathizing or sympathizing. You don't even know how to sympathize. That you have a big problem, my dear beloved friend. So please fix this. You cannot be like this, because someday when you end up in some problem, your heart even won't allow other person to help, because you think taking help or giving help is like a guilty thing. So what happen? You will live in agony and you will die in agony. You may commit something, right? So you be very careful. It's a big disorder. How do you sympathize with others? What are the methods or what are the principles that I could learn? See, first thing is acknowledge their pain. Sympathizing. Perhaps the best thing you can do is to acknowledge how the other person feels. You say that, I understand, I definitely understand, I've gone through, share some experiences, similar experiences you had gone through, and that makes that person a little comfortable, because he or she thinks she's the only person going through this. But when you share experiences, they understand, oh, I'm not the only one in this game, so other people also have this difficulty. So that gives little soothing effort. Now show how you feel, right? How you feel. Sometimes you feel like crying, but then you control. No, don't control. You also weep along with that person, but don't try to weep putting some waters or droplets on your eyes and pretend as if you are weeping. Don't do all that kind of circus or gimmicks. But if you want to feel like weeping along with the person, you're not able to bear, you're moved compassionately, please weep. And the person feels really comfortable when you do that out of your heart, right? And show some gratitude. When the person opens up, you share your feelings beyond your comfort zone. I told this in the first point, right? And then be encouraging, be supportive, and don't demotivate them. This is why you should not go with that person. Did I not warn you some 1 month ago? Don't talk at that point of time. Talk after a few weeks, when the person is all settled down, when he or she had gone into some calm mindset. Right? That's not the time. You need to have that maturity. First of all, you don't have the maturity to sympathize, stay out of it. It'll be far better for you to stay out of the circles of sympathizing when you're not experienced or matured, rather than being immature and getting and creating more problems, adding fuel to the burning fire. Please don't do that. Now how will I know that I lack empathizing quality? Very important question. Okay, this will be the checklist. If all are tick mark, you have that disorder, whatever disorder I told you, right? EDD. What EDD? Empathy deficit disorder. Please go and consult a doctor if you pass this checklist. If you fail this checklist, you are good at empathizing, you are a very good human being. Feel proud who you are. Okay, how can I tell if I lack empathy or empathizing character? They are highly critical of others. They will take it very personal. Whose problem? Not their own problem, other people's problem. Something happening in the nation, pandemic situation, people don't have oxygen, they will feel breathless. They cannot just sit, although they don't have COVID positive, they will feel as if they are breathing hard, and at least they will be walking restless back and forth. They're not able to do anything about it. And the worst case, they will donate some money to organizations. Like a lot of NGOs came forward to arrange that extra oxygen cylinders when the government was battling to arrange, right? They will be at least part of such NGOs, right? Are you that character? Checklist. Feel bold and proud. You're really a good human being. If you're not, then you have a problem. I'm not having positive. What for me? I don't need oxygen. So what is a big deal? Don't talk like that, right? The second thing is they can't control their emotions on when they go through tragic incidents. It's connected to the first one. So third thing is they accuse people of being overly sensitive when they're upset. That can be a bad quality, but sometimes it's needed, right? When people pour out too much in emotion, allow for some time, then drag them out of it. Don't add more fuel. Oh, this happened and all. Don't hug and start crying and rolling on the ground together. Not like that, right? Some point of time you need to drag the person out of that sensitized moment, and that is your responsibility if you want to exercise empathizing quality or empathizing character, if you want to possess. And the bad side, flip side of the empathizing person is they overreact. Oh my goodness, they'll be super sensitized and they overreact. Watch out the words of your mouth and reaction. Sometimes it ends up to be a disaster and unnecessary reaction, right? And the flip side of the empathizing person is they can't admit when they are wrong. According to them, they're always right, because why? I am helping this person so much, and how can I be wrong? Like that. So I told you some strengths, some weaknesses also. So you judge who you are, right? And ultimately what I'm saying is, you want to be a good human being, you better empathize. And how can I empathize and not sympathize? Hey, you will not be able to empathize if you're not able to sympathize. Step zero is sympathizing. Only then you're able to empathize. Therefore, they are married to each other. So you don't worry about it. But don't limit yourself to step zero. That is where we are giving a session like this. Like, how can you develop your empathizing skill in everyday life? With that, we will close the session. Number one, watch out and be curious through your network, through social media, whatever. Watch out who's in need and all that. And when you give others, when you give the needy, when you give to the poor, when you give to the downtrodden, when you give help people. See, people have money in this pandemic situation. They don't have oxygen, or they have oxygen. They don't have somebody to care for them or talk few encouraging words. They are so demotivated, discouraged, and trembling in fear. Will I die or live? So you can do that little part from your side to encourage them with words remotely. Also call them up and talk to them, encourage them, right? And then be a good listener. If you're a good listener, then you are a person who is very good at empathizing skill. You're not a good listener, you're only busy talking and your ears is shut down, then you're not belonging to this category. You stay out of it, right? Third is, speak from your heart. You will be a person who will express things honestly, boldly, loudly, clearly, and compassionately from your heart, right? These are the parameters. If you practice, you will be very good in empathizing. And lastly, practice loving kindness meditation, in the sense, you need to think of the mankind. You need to think of the mankind which are deprived and which are downtrodden and all that. And then you meditate on that and how blessed you are and all that, however the way your religious doctrines are teaching you. And be thankful to God, be thankful to who you are, and be thankful to your parents. And at the same time, you will feel more humble, you'll feel more compassionate, to help others that doesn't enjoy this quality of life that you are enjoying every day, the quality of health you are enjoying every day. All right, with this, we close this session. Please comment and give feedback if this was useful. If this was not useful, help us to improve, give us the feedback, okay? And let us know if you need more sessions. I'll be very glad to help you. And WhatsApp us, 99022125152 is our number. God bless you. Stay safe. These are pandemic times, and we need to come out of this as a society. We need to fight and help each other. Follow the rules. God bless. Bye.